guys, so I'm going to be doing a tag video for you today, and this is the Pleasurable Book Tag, and it was started by Lee at Not Entirely Human TV, and it's basically all about books that, you know, give you pleasure while reading, that you've really enjoyed, series, trilogy, standalones, that sort of thing. It is 5 questions. I have it written down, so again, if you see me looking down, that's why. This is really tough because obviously, being a bookaholic, all books give me great pleasure, whether it's buying them, to reading them, to sharing them with you guys. So this was tough to narrow down. I could have just picked anything and everything. So I've tried to narrow it down. So here we go. 1. Which book gives you the most pleasure to read? Now, because of the other questions in this tag, I assume this means sort of a standalone novel, which single book. And this was tough as well because most books on my shelf aren't standalones, they're parts of trilogies or series or something. But in the end, I chose Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine because this is probably my most reread book, and it really, have always been a reader, but this kick-started my love of reading to a whole other level. I talk about this book a lot on my channel, as you guys know. I've reread it to death. Love this. 2. Which series of books gives you the most pleasure to read? So I take this to mean books over 4 books long, because obviously otherwise it would be a trilogy. So a series that has more than 3 books is what I take this to mean. And I chose an adult series, and it's the Midnight Breed series by Lara Adrian. This is the first 4 books, but there are currently 11. I absolutely love this series. It's my favourite adult series. It's about vampires that, you know, thousands of years ago, basically they're another species from another planet, and they basically came to feed on the people of Earth, but they became good vampires to stop the bad vampires going rogue and killing and feeding on all the humans, and they became the Order, and I just love them. They're really just good escapist reads, and absolutely love them. 3. Which trilogy gives you the most pleasure to read? This was tough as well because there aren't many finished trilogies. Most of the books that I read are parts of trilogies, but either only have the first 1 or 2 books out. So I thought this is going to be hard to find an actual finished trilogy, but in the end I settled on the Perfect Chemistry trilogy because I have all 3 and have read all 3. These are really cheesy YA contemporary reads. Thoroughly enjoyed them. The first 2 more than the third one, I'd say, but they're really great. They're like, you read them in a day, and they're such light, fluffy, cute reads. I absolutely adore them. But if I could choose a trilogy that only has 1 or 2 books out, again it would be very, very tough, but I'd probably have chosen the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, or The Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, that trilogy, which still only has 1 book out, but that book, the first book, phenomenal, absolutely just phenomenal. Which author gives you the most pleasure to read? I think we all know what book I'm going to choose for this, don't we? Can you guess? Can you? I choose Laini Taylor, the author of Daughter of Smoke and Bone and Days of Blood and Starlight, because her writing just stands out to me as being completely different to any other author I've ever read. She has such a beautiful way of writing. The way that she creates imagery is so rich, so vivid. I just fall into these books and the worlds that she's created, and the characters, absolutely everything about them. Her writing style is just amazing, and that's why, you know, her books do give me a lot of pleasure to read because, like I said, they're just so different to anything else I've read, and I admire her ability so much. I am envious of it because I'd love to be able to write the way that she does, and just, I can't praise her enough. Love her. And 5, what is your most pleasurable reading experience today? I struggled with this because every time I read a good book, it's a pleasurable reading experience. But I always remember when I was younger, I must have been about 11 or 12, when I read Ella Enchanted. I remember that my family, we went out to the park, and there's like play areas there and all that kind of stuff nearby. With I live along the coast, so there's water nearby as well. Like you have the sea, and then you have like little lakes and ponds, all stuff like that nearby. I don't really know what you would count Poole Park as. Some body of water with grass around it and trees and like places to get ice cream, all that kind of stuff. And I remember that my family, so like my grandparents and my mum and my brother and we went to the park one like sort of afternoon into early evening, and I basically did nothing but read Ella Enchanted. I was surrounded by all these awesome things, and I was so engrossed with Ella Enchanted that that's all I did. And I can remember I was so into it. I was having such a good time just reading this book, and it's a very vivid memory because like my granddad went, "Oh, would you like an ice cream?" I was like, "Yeah, please, yeah," like not leaving the book. And then he brought it, and it's just me like with this ice cream while still reading. I just remember it really, really vividly. I have lots of good reading memories. Like when I went to the library for the first time, or going to the library with my mum and with friends. Just I've had a lot of fun reading, and a lot of times that I've enjoyed certain books. Like when you're reading your favourite book, or you're discovering a new favourite book, you remember what you were doing or where you were when you were reading it. I mean, most of the time I'm in the same place when I read, but occasionally you're somewhere else and you just remember your surroundings when you're reading, and that was very much what happened with me and Ella Enchanted. So that was the Pleasurable Book Tag. Thank you to Lee for tagging me. I know he tagged some people, but I don't know if they've seen that they've been tagged or whatever. So I'll just tag the people that I normally tag. So I'm going to tag Emma at Emma Hart's Books, Ryan at Ryan Reads Books, Deborah at Deborah's Book Cafe, and Sue Morrow. If you would like to do this tag, I would love to get more people doing it. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and happy reading.